Wait, people actually feel emotions in their body? You don't feel anything in your stomach when you get nervous? When I get angry or nervous, I'll get physically hot, like I need fresh air. Or for example, if I see someone I like somewhere unexpected, my stomach will drop. It almost feels like someone dropped a rock inside of your stomach, and it feels like your heart skipped a beat. Although it's not painful like it sounds. Lol. I wonder if this is like the aphantasia of emotions. On another note, I also have an anxiety disorder that causes physical chest pain. So that's another thing. I feel emotions with my whole body. Sadness, depression, anxiety wreck me physically. Vomiting, body aches, lethargy. On the opposite side, feeling extremely happy, excited is like being on amphetamines. Lots of energy, but tense muscles and insomnia. How do you know you are experiencing emotions if you don't feel them? My friend, from what I'm reading, it's not about feeling things in your body, but rather about feeling things in general, that is your, and trust me, many other people's, problem. This is usually a sign of childhood trauma. And I know what you might be thinking. I was never abused. My parents never left me. They didn't divorce. I had a happy childhood. And that last one should be the biggest red flag. Trauma is not something that happens to you. It's how you respond to whatever is happening to you. We don't get to have pure, 100% happy childhoods. There is much drama unfolding underneath the surface. We just remember the good things most of the time. And that's a cool trick our minds play as a coping mechanism. You'll hear about these mechanisms a lot if you'll venture to investigate your past, childhood, and present self. Anyway, sometimes, as children, some feelings become so intense that our minds don't know how to cope with them. Pain, sadness, anger, grief, angst, all these can cause a child's mind, a mind that does not yet know how to deal with such complex emotions, to just cut them out. They're just too much. You can't have them in your mind. However, one does not get to choose and pick what they feel. You either feel the whole spectrum of emotions or dampen it all, or close it off completely. If you cannot feel most negative emotions, I can assure you, you won't be able to feel the good ones either. And that might seem like a superpower. Your mood is always stable. You don't get excited but also don't get disappointed. But I can assure you, nothing is further away from the truth. We are, among other things, also emotional beings. Our decision-making process has to involve emotions, otherwise we both strengthen our coping mechanisms and we stray ever so slightly but steadily towards an unfulfilling, or at least just apparently fulfilling, life. This gap, this void and emptiness created by the lack of emotional undertones will not let itself exist without making itself felt. Crisis is bound to happen sooner or later. One day, all of the sudden people realizing they are not with the right person, in the right place, doing the right kind of work, and this never comes out of the blue actually. Although it might seem this way. Should this yet unexplored emotional world be of interest to you, I suggest taking up therapy. And not just any therapy. Psychotherapy in its process. Schema therapy, for example, can really shine a bright light on your past, and only thus can you really answer the question, why am I not feeling things the way other people are? It is you in the end that will answer this question, not Reddit. Should you undertake it? I wish you a fulfilling journey, and if you need anyone to talk to about things at length, drop a DM. Say hello to your vagal nerve. I'll normally notice a biological response before I actually feel the emotions that trigger it. Heat with anger or passion. Cold with fear, and my skin itchy if I'm confused, but I normally suppress them till I can deal with them later. Well, for a simpler example, don't you feel hot when you get very, very angry? Maybe even start sweating? I wish I didn't. I get stress headaches. I had that realization too a few months ago when it happened to me for the first time in 26 years. I 100% get you, and I was shocked that was normal for everyone. So, a lot of people try to think their feelings. They say to themselves, is this valid to feel given these circumstances? And they'll give their intellectual answer. Usually this is a sign that a person is repressing their feelings and trying to feel what they think they should feel. In my 20s, I spent a couple of years in therapy before I was able to just know what I was actually feeling, rather than what I intellectually thought I should be feeling. Is it possible this is what you're doing? Trying to intellectualize what you feel? Everyone feels emotions slightly differently. As with all biological phenomena, the emotional response is a spectrum, with some people having little, none, and some with extreme intensity to the point of full-on panic attacks over gentle happiness. The extreme ends of these generally have names associated with some kind of mental illness. Mental illness is generally just a point on a spectrum that we have collectively decided. Beyond this point, it is difficult to function in the current society independently. Any chance you're autistic, Op? I ask this question all the time. Big Dennis energy in this post. Have you ever had a person close to you die? When I feel strong emotions, it's generally centered in my chest and fades out to the rest of my body. I sure do. Far too much, actually. Their energy of emotion within me gets overwhelming, and I need to physically exert the energy or find some sort of way to relieve the intensity. Oftentimes inducing muscle strain or superficial pain will do the trick. When I enjoy something, whether it's a song or some kind of interest, I'll feel pain in my chest for at times hours. Positive emotion, when strong enough, brings me physical pain. Lol. Make of that one what you will. Have you ever had goosebumps from excitement? The issues live in the tissues. Op. Sounds like you have something like I do. I don't feel them either. Not often. This last week I have. But I opened my personal emotional trauma too far, and that was all sorts of bad. Anyway, you talk like someone who has schizoid personality disorder. I don't think you do have it. But if you're curious, you can go Google it and read the wiki for signs and symptoms. I don't feel emotions in general, and don't feel a physical reaction to them. Generally I'm flat all the time. So, I get what you're saying. But yes, the normies really do have physical reactions to them. That's how they know they're having them. I bet there's a few emotions there that you think might be fake, or think you forgot to learn, or someone didn't teach you how to perform. I used to think that about lonely, that it was fake and people just trying to be nice.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.